Hey guys, Josh here with RedNeck GreenThumb. Today I'll be showing you how to properly plant determinate and indeterminate potatoes. So first what I did is I pulled out about 4 feet of chicken wire, and then now I'm attaching them together with zip ties in a cylindrical fashion, and I'll show you where we go from there. So we'll take and roll out about 4 feet, just cut it up in a straight line. Now obviously the sturdier your wire, the better your cages will be, but that depends on how much you want to spend on your wire, right? Because with this, maybe about a year, maybe 2 years, and I'll have these all paid off. And because the amount of money you put into your garden, you're hoping to get more out of it. But sometimes the initial cost, it might take a couple years to pay itself off. But if I save these cages till next year, I'll save that much more money. Overlap a couple holes, maybe 2 or 3 holes. Get it zip tied at the top and then zip tied at the bottom. You could use J-hooks for this. You could use whatever you want. I'm just using what I have. Every couple inches I'll just put another one. Have I been saying tomato or potato? Anyways, there's another potato tower. Okay, so I hope you don't mind the mess. I haven't done my spring cleaning yet. So I have a mess to clean up. So now we're going to take and we're going to fill the bottom of these with manure and straw. Alright, so what I got here is some semi-composted rabbit manure. It's got some worms in it and stuff already. We'll just start layering these cages. My seed potatoes, they're not ready. I mean, I probably could just plant them like this, but who knows how long it's going to take for them to actually pop up. So I'm going to take them, I'm going to leave them here in the sun. It's better if they actually stay cool. If they're in the light, then they'll just start growing a plant right out of the potato. But if they're in the dark, then they're going to start stringing out, and you're just going to have a mess to deal with. That's why in your cupboard, when they do start to sprout, they're super long and straggly, and it's just, they're no good. Cut them off, let them like re-sprout, and they will re-sprout, but it's just going to take a little longer. So one thing I forgot was, although I'm putting manure and compost in the bottom of this, I still want to add a little bit of this tomato, vegetable, fruit, plant food. It's blood and bone, I believe. Anyways, I'm pretty sure it's blood and bone. I read it somewhere, I don't know. Anyways, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on top just to make sure it has a little bit of nutrition, and yeah. So now I'm going to show you how I chit my potatoes. Some people have different definitions for chitting potatoes. Yes, I said chitting, not sh. Some people say chitting is just doing this, letting them sprout. So putting them in a light area, letting them sprout, and that's what they call chitting. But the actual definition, I believe, for chitting is preparing them for planting. So technically, cutting your seed potatoes, sprouting them, anything that has to do with getting them ready is chitting. Now I'll show you how to chit. Alright, so let's cut up some of these red Pontiacs. Ideally, you're going to want like 2 eyes per cutting. So on this one, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and kind of maybe even 6 right there. But ideally, 2 per cutting will work. Where it was attached to the plant, and on the opposite side, which would be like the north side, I guess, you'll see where all the eyes start coming out. We're going to take it and we're going to cut it and try and cut it right down the center. So now that we've cut them, we're going to want them to dry out, because if you just put these in the ground like that, they're gonna rot. So you're gonna want them to set up for a couple of days. Place them where it's not facing the light. So cut end down. So all these little guys, they don't need to be cut, because there's pretty much just enough potato on there for them to pull their energy from. It's just the bigger ones that you're going to want to cut so that you can avoid wasting seed potatoes. And seeing how these indeterminates were twice the price as these determinants, I only got half the weight. I did the Yukon, and by cutting them into pieces, it's giving me a whole bunch, almost double the seed potatoes that I had in the beginning, right? So now, if you haven't noticed, these Yukon Golds, they aren't putting out very good eyes yet. They're starting to sprout, but I still need to set them in the sun, or like in indirect lighting, so that they can start sprouting. Because they are determinate, I could just plant them like this, right in the ground, but it might take a little bit longer for them to start sprouting. I don't know. I've never actually planted them this young. This one's got 2 eyes on it. 3 actually. And this side has 1, 2, 3, 4. After chitting your potatoes, or cutting them, or preparing them for a plant, you're going to want them to dry up for 2 to 3 days, because you don't want to plant them raw like this, or else they'll just rot and destroy your crop, right? So let them sit out, let them dry up. It'll heal itself over, and then once they're healed over, you can go right ahead and plant them in the ground. As for the Yukon Golds, they can probably just go in the ground right now. Okay, so I have 2 different kinds of potatoes here. I have these red Pontiacs, which are indeterminate, so they'll just keep growing. They keep growing up, and you keep hilling them. And these are Yukon Gold. They're a white potato, and they are determinate. So they only grow usually in one layer, and you can grow them in pots. So when it comes to indeterminate plants, you can plant them at the bottom, right? You throw a couple layers of manure down, or your soil, put your potatoes down, and as they grow, you're going to want to hill them up. And they'll continue producing as they grow and you hill them up. But with determinate potatoes, their size is already determined. So you're going to want to fill up your tower or your container. You're going to want to plant your determinate potatoes about 4 inches from the top, okay? And then bury them over, because they'll grow downwards and put out their vegetables underneath the plant. Mommy. But with indeterminate, it's going to continue growing, and it's going to continue putting out fruit or vegetables. So now what I did is I took and I mixed a whole bunch of this soil. I did it in stages. I dumped half this in the bucket, and then I mixed it with a bunch of compost, and I dumped the rest of this in and mixed it all up. Now I'm going to take that and put it in my potato towers. Now I'm going to throw a little bit of straw in here, organic straw, just to make a little bit of a nest, so that when I start putting the rest of the dirt in, it's not just going to fall out the sides, right? So throw some dirt in. See how the dirt's falling out as I bring the level up? So that's why I got to keep putting nests of straw in there, so it'll keep the dirt in.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Straw nest. It's also going to help a little bit with drainage.
Move it. Just put something in the
Are you helping, Dad?
Yeah.
Hey? Yeah, you're helping.
I'm pulling it out, buddy. No, I'm killing him.
Oh no! Nope, stays in there. Indeterminate get planted at the bottom because they're not determined. Determinate, their size is determined, so they get planted at the top and they grow down. Indeterminate grows up and leaves their potatoes as they grow up. Banana peel. It's potassium. It can just go in. So determinate potatoes go at the top. Bury them about 4 inches down, 4 to 6 inches down, and the roots will grow down and the plant will grow up. Maybe put one more in there. Determinate potatoes are in. Cover them with some compost. Potatoes really like well-draining soil, so you're going to want to use the straw especially, so that it helps it rid itself of the water. Build your straw nest so the dirt doesn't fall out the sides. Grab your indeterminate potatoes. So here I have a small handful of just eyes that have fallen off in the bag. I'm just going to throw them in there just because you never know, they might grow. And then I have 4 small uncut seed potatoes. They're starting to sprout. They're starting to sprout really well, actually. So I'm going to throw them in there. And indeterminate, where the size is indeterminate, it's not determined, you bury them closer to the bottom of the pot, and then you hill them up as they grow. Put the potatoes down, cover them with compost and dirt. And last but not least, water them in. Throw a little more on top just to keep the moisture in. So you see a lot of videos where people are layering. They'll go dirt, potatoes, straw, dirt, potatoes, straw, dirt, potatoes, but that won't work because they still need to sprout out. Maybe if they're sprouting out the sides, that might work, but everybody I know that's tried it that way has failed. So this is how I was taught to do it. Indeterminate. I know I've said it 100 times, but indeterminate, you plant them at the bottom and hill up as they grow. And determinate varieties, you plant at the top because they're going to grow out, but their size has already been determined. So they're going to grow up, but they're going to send their roots and potatoes down. So we're going to leave these towers just like this. I'm going to do the same with this one, and once they start to sprout, we can start throwing more dirt on top. Again, indeterminate, plant at the bottom. And now we wait for them to sprout. I'll see you in a couple weeks. So just an update on the potatoes. Here's a couple determinate Yukon Golds coming up, finally. They've actually taken a lot longer than I thought they were going to. There's another one here, here, there, there. There should be a couple more coming up around here eventually. And then we have the indeterminate red Pontiacs. They are doing amazing. They're coming up really well all the way around, which is what I wanted. There's another little one coming up there. Plant there, there. So they're doing really well. There's another red Pontiac. There's the one coming out of the middle. And in a bucket here, I don't think I filmed this one, but I decided to do one more just in a little bucket. It's coming up really well. So now this is what you do once they start to come up. So with indeterminate potatoes, you're going to want to hill them up. And hilling them will make it so they grow more potatoes all the way up, or all the way up the column here. So block off the sides a bit with some straw. Grab a couple little handfuls of dirt, just sprinkle them in. Sprinkle it in until it's up to about the base of the leaves here. Now if you bury any like that one, it's, oh, that's not even a potato, I don't think. I'm not sure what that is. I'm gonna let it grow anyways. Oh yeah, it might be a potato. There's another little one right down in there. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of soil in. Let these plants grow up a little bit more, and then I'll continue the process. The determinants, you do not hill, because they're going to grow, they're going to put their roots down, they're going to put their plant up, and they're going to grow their potatoes on one level. They're not going to keep growing up. But indeterminates just keep growing because their size is not determined. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow, so I'm not even gonna water this in. I'm just gonna let the rain tomorrow do its thing. Just a little more straw around the edges here. Try not to bury them too bad, or else I might have a little more of a difficult time coming up through. Oh look, there's one growing outside there. That's good. Cool. I won't be able to hill that one, obviously, because it's on the side, but that should still produce. Okay, and they are filled back up. So I'll see you when they need to be hilled again. Okay, here's just an update on the potatoes, or the potato towers rather. Look at those flowers, they look just like nightshade flowers, which they actually are, because potatoes, tomatoes, and sweet potatoes that I can think of right now, they're all part of the nightshade family. So there's more flowers, more flowers, more flowers. And that just means that there's potatoes growing underground. After these get pollinated, they'll turn into seed pods, so you can plant potato seeds. Indeterminate, determinate. So they're not going to get any bigger than that. But these ones, they're going to keep growing. Anyways, that's the update. Here's just some actual nightshade flowers. Okay, so we're back. It's been about 3 months, 3.5 months. The determinate potato is starting to die back. It's flowered, it's dying back, so it's ready to harvest. These indeterminates They're not ready yet because they're not dying back. They're getting eaten by something. I'm not sure what's eating it yet, but I'll have to spray them down with a home remedy kind of mix. So we're going to see what kind of harvest we get from the determinate variety, the Yukon Gold. Alright, so let's pull plants off. Nice. There's the seed potato right there. And there's one. There's a good one. That's a red Pontiac. I'm not sure how that even got in there. Look at the size of that worm. Yeah, well, it's not a great turnout, but that's a little more than I put in, so it's not bad, I guess. All right, let's take a quick look. See here, we'll do one. We'll do this little bucket of indeterminate potatoes. These are red Pontiacs, and I'm not absolutely sure what we're gonna get, but this is a learning process, right? So we'll see. Go like this. Dump them out. Let's see if we get anything worth eating. There's a couple little ones. It's a little better. That's definitely enough for a couple of nights. Couple suppers. Anyways, I might just do a different video for these two towers because they're not going to be done until, I don't know, September or so. So if you're interested in seeing those ones knocked over to see what they produced, just let me know, and I'll do another video on that. So that's how I grow my potatoes, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more content like this. When these ones are done in a couple more months, I'll put another video out on harvesting them, and I might put another video out on how to deal with the pests that are eating my potato plants. But until then, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. God bless. And I'll catch you next time.